What's up guys, Julian here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make all the different styles of breakbeat, because when you talk about breakbeat, you know, there's the style that has kind of the more jungle influence, and then there's the style that has more of like an electro techno influence. So we're going to be covering both styles in this video. To go along with this video, I just dropped a new sample pack called Best Breakbeat Kits Ever. Link is right at the top of the description. For just $10, you actually get 3 of these kits, which are basically all these different styles. So you get, I'll play them for you. You get one, which is sort of like the more jungle style. One, which is more like the electro. And then some more jungle style. On top of this, you get the full project file and all the individual loops for each as well. You can see there's the project file and then all the individual layers. So you really get everything from these that you can go and now build your own tracks based off them. You also get some bonus pads and some bonus effects. So you really get everything you need to make a really solid track in the style. Again, I just wanted to create a huge resource for you guys with a ton of really solid stuff. Again, it sounds really cool. There's some of the effects. And it's all just super high quality, and you can go and make really professional sounding tracks with this. So, if you want to make your best music you've ever made, click that link at the top of the description. Like I said, guys, I don't make a whole lot just off of YouTube, but with these sample packs and different things like this, I'm able to keep going and keep bringing you guys new videos all the time, showing you new stuff that isn't out there. Plus, it just really helps keep you guys, you know, making your best stuff. I've been really improving the quality of these. I'm putting a lot of time into learning how this stuff works, so I can show you guys and give you really high quality resources to work from. So, definitely click that link at the top of the description. Support me, support yourself making your best music, and let's dive in. So, this is the first style. This is more like the jungle influence stuff, and we'll actually start with the breakbeat, because this is kind of like the foundation, right? Now, this isn't everything, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but you obviously have to start with a very solid breakbeat. So, really what that comes down to is not so much the breakbeat samples as it is like the foundation. And I've talked about this a little bit before, but basically just having that, like, you know, really solid kick and snare and hi-hat can really set the tone, I think, with this thing. And I think if you don't have that and you just focus on like the jungle breakbeat, you know, there's not a lot of power in that. That's more like the texture on top of it. So you really need to have this stuff sounding good. And really what it comes down to is just like a very punchy kick. You know, there's no processing. It doesn't need it because it's really solid. A really punchy snare. And then just like good hi-hat. And then once you have that, then you can do the breakbeats. So we got this one. And this one. You know, they do 2 different things, and then you put it together, and you get one very full sounding breakbeat. And again, you want that to sound really solid on its own, and then the whole track will come together and sound really solid. Now, that's not everything, like I said. You also have to have some good kind of catchy melodic stuff going on. So we have that here with this bass line and lead and pad. Right, on their own, these are really solid too. So what's happening is the bass is kind of playing the chord progression. You know, we're doing like F minor, G sharp major, and then C minor. We're in the key of C minor, so it's the 4th, the 6th, and then the root note. That's like our chord progression. And then you have this lead over top of it, which is a very simple lead. It's only using a few notes. As you can see, it's actually just 3 notes with C across 2 different octaves. But see, it's the juxtaposition of the lead over top of that bass line, which is playing the chord progression. And then we just have this pad. Which that's just 2 notes. That's just C and G, right? We just go C, C. So very simple there. but then when you put it all together, it builds something. And again, that's not everything, but it's just like how the breakbeat isn't everything. You need to have a good breakbeat and also good melodic stuff, and then it will all come together and make a very powerful, memorable track. So that's the first type of breakbeat. Now let's talk about making the other style. Alright, and then this is the other style of breakbeat. So this style, it's a little bit different in that we're not actually using like a breakbeat sample, right? Like we're not going to use one of those jungle breaks. The breakbeat here is really being created more with like classic drum machine sounds and synth drum sounds. So here's the drum section that we have. And yeah, you can hear that's exactly what this is. It's literally just like an 808 kick, which you'll notice is a very punchy 808 kick though. It's not just any old 808. It's a very punchy, clicky style of 808. That's going to punch through the mix. You can see we got like an 808 snare, 909 rim shot with a little bit of echo, and then this 606 core kit down here as well. So this is actually literally one of the built-in kits from Ableton, right? Like you have this if you have Ableton. And you can see what it is it's this pattern with the hi-hats, where it's kind of like creating like a nice rhythm. You know, a lot of syncopation going on. And then there's also these little toms in the middle. And that's just got a little bit of drum bus, which you can see is pretty heavy, but I'm blending it. So you're really only getting 34% wet there. And yeah, so that's all the drum machine sounds. And then we also have this made with operator. So what I'm doing here is I basically just have this playing a bunch of notes, right? And then we're using the random note here to create a random note. Like this is going to make it play different random notes across the keyboard. And then what's happening is we actually have these on the fixed frequency, you can see. So it's not playing a different pitch or whatever. But then what you can do is then I have the LFO here on that oscillator fixed frequency. So basically it's moving that around in pitch while you're getting this random note. So basically you're just creating this random movement kind of thing, but that's what gives the percussion a lot of life. And then it's also happening on the filter. We've got a little bit of modulation happening there as well with this LFO. So the idea is like you create this constantly moving crazy sound and then just fire a bunch of like dun 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 dun, like kind of simple rhythms into it. And because it's moving around with this LFO and with the random note, you're going to get a lot of different sounds out of that. And then it's just going through a little bit of echo and some drum bus and then a high pass filter. And yeah, so again, that's a very simple setup, but it's very effective. The drums have a lot of groove. And again, it's a breakbeat created not from like a jungle break or something like that, but from using a drum machine. Now, just like with the other style, this is not everything. There's also the melodic and kind of like synth elements that you gotta know how to do. And you'll notice with this style, they're a lot more percussive, right? Like if you listen to this bass line, it's almost like percussion. Same thing with this. It's literally like this FM bells. So that's kind of how you want to think about this. And it's a bit more like evil sounding, right? Like these are actually only two notes. It's just F and F sharp across different octaves. Same thing with the bass line. So you get that very like dark, heavy, kind of evil, almost like techno thing. Versus the other style, it's more melodic and big and epic. And yeah, so again, like for that you just want to be simpler with your notes. But other than that, not that complicated. This is a pretty simple bass sound. You know, it's just a saw wave, another saw wave, a little bit of unison, bass mono there, and I've also got this filter with an envelope on it. The lead is kind of an interesting sound made with operator. So you just have these two sine waves doing FM. But really what creates the sound here is in the filter. You can see we've got the low pass filter, high resonance, a little bit of envelope, and then it's this hard shaper. So if I turn that off, it's a very quiet sound. And And then adding that with that high resonance kind of gives you like this very like punchy sound. And yeah, and then that's just going through a bit of echo and reverb, and then a high pass filter. And then this thing just comes in at the end, just like a little, just a little analog lead there. But again, like, it's very simple with this style. I think the other style, you can use a few more notes. You still want to keep it simple, but here it's like very simple, and you're really like what creates those catchy little synth lines, like that dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, is really using less notes, because a lot of people think like to make something catchy it needs to be complicated. Really what makes things catchy is how simple they are, because essentially if you're sending less information out into someone's brain, it's easier to remember, and that is kind of essentially what makes a catchy melody. It's just how simple it is. So if you use like 2 notes like the case here, it's very memorable. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. I wanted to try something a little bit different, showing you a few different styles that all kind of fall under a similar umbrella in one video. So definitely let me know what you thought. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the best breakbeat kits ever. Link is right at the top of the description. Definitely go grab this. Again, I'll just play them for you so you can hear. So it's all super high quality stuff. You get the Ableton files as well as the individual loops of each sound in each kit. So it's super versatile. You can take these and really take them apart and learn from them and make your own tracks. Plus you get the free bonus pads as well as the bonus effects. It's a great value. You have everything you need to make your best track you've ever made right here in front of you. It's right at the top of the description. Just click there. I put so much time into making the best possible products for you guys to really give you something solid to work from and make something really high quality and not just, another toy to play with essentially. So definitely go click that link at the top of the description, and also help support me. Not only are you helping yourself make the best possible music, you're also helping me. I make a lot of videos, and to be honest, I don't make a whole lot off of YouTube. But with the sample packs, I'm able to keep going and keep bringing you guys new videos all the time, showing you how to do styles that aren't out there. So definitely go click that link at the top of the description. Again, if you want to make your best possible music you've ever made, it's right there waiting for you, man. Just click it. Thank you so much for all the support, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.